Hello, this is a pretty wild game played on Foxxy where white won by resignation. The beginning was actually pretty promising for black, but then somehow black got too eager to kill groups and in the end collapsed. So quite interesting to see these local fights, and let's get into it. So Komoku and another Komoku. White has a Hoshi and a Komoku. Now, it's nothing wrong to play f17 and go for a mini Chinese formation in the top, but in general, when white has a Komoku and a star point, a Hoshi, the priority is to attack the Komoku first, because white can enclose the corner in one move in the lower left and in two moves in the top left. So once black plays this exchange and white defends, black can choose to attack the top instead of just taking the base. But well, it's just a matter of like a basic principle, but of course it's okay to play the f17 move and attack the Hoshi first. It's a matter of personal preference here. And white played a kick, which I always find questionable. White usually just defends calm, so this leads to, let's say, a middle side extension in the top at L17, which will be the mini Chinese Fuseki, or simply play a Shimari like O17. Also, white can prevent the mini Chinese formation by playing H17 or attack the top right corner directly, and this will lead to a completely different game. But it's good to remember the idea of attacking the Komoku instead of attacking the star point, because if it's white's turn, for white he needs only one move to enclose this corner, and in the top left he needs two moves to secure the Hoshi. So that's why attacking the lower left is a higher priority. Okay, now white plays the kick, and according to the bots, this is a fine move, especially that white can play d14 in this case, because he already has a stone in the lower left corner. Well, nothing wrong to play c14 either, but the reason it's okay to play this kick is that later in the game, white can invade h17 and then use that invasion to get a few forcing moves and secure the corner. So there is no more Sansan invasion for black at c17. But in general, you don't want to play that kick because it's just going to make black stronger. So black's formation is quite ideal in the top, these three stones, and that's generally good. Anyway, we've seen that before, and people around the low down level on Foxxy, they really enjoy this kick at e17, regardless of black's position in the top, whether there are stones or black can just set up a moil. Now when white plays this r5, black can think about the pincer, for example q8 or r9, something that works with the top right corner in order to set up a moil. But it's nothing wrong to play this move, keeps things simple, so when white extends for a base, now black has the freedom to play wherever he wants. It can be a Shimari in the top right or attack this lower left corner, which is quite urgent. So white extended high, which actually gives black a pretty nice move on the right side. The game move was r11, but black can go all the way to r10. Anyway, if white wants to invade the right side, he can invade when black plays r11, but the point of playing r10 is to prepare the next attack at r7 or q6 or simply slide s8. So usually when this move is played, white will secure the group like this or a double up, and now it just makes q8 feel a little bit wasted, and then black can go for a Shimari in the top, and now black has two middle side extensions from the corner enclosure, which is pretty ideal. So, well, this is just a moil, but it's fine to have r10 in place. And now, if white doesn't respond to r10 and goes in the top, for example, p17, like it happened in the game, well, black can continue locally like this, or a kick and keima, because white needs to make a base, and this is gote, and then follow up on the right side with r7. This will take away white's base. So when white plays here, black connects, white needs to pull back, and black can just defend the corner to put this group on the run. If white pushes down, there are two ways for black to continue. One is to go up, and then on the hane, simply hane also, and when white hane connect like this, black can just cover and go for a big corner. Besides, there are still cutting points here, and the group on the right side is still on the run. So white is losing the base. There's also the option to play, so push first, black hane, white covers, black connects, and again white has to come back and defend connect the stones, but he's on the run again, so his only option is to go out into the middle. Therefore it's very good for black to attack at r10 instead of r11. Well, the direction of play was good too, to consider r11, but when black plays r11, white can fix the group with r9, so there's not much to do against this group. But still, when black plays the shimane in the top, it's looking good. So white attacks the top side, black plays a pincer, this is good. White jumps, black jumps with keima. The follow-up and the flow in the top right corner is very good for black. Now attach, hane, and here white should play q16. When black pulls back, white can put pressure here or simply go down. This is a way to settle the corner and make some I shape. And if black goes Atari, white will play with fighting spirit, counter Atari, Atari again, and then connect. And even though black lives in the top, for example, take this stone, black hurts the stones on the right side. So this trade is actually comfortable for white. Therefore, white could play this q16 with confidence. Playing the hane feels good for black. So black plays Atari, connects, and separates. This is nice because it got a lot of potential in the center for black, and p15 is completely hurt. Now white pushes, hane, double hane is very good. But here the connection is a bit small. It feels urgent, but actually it's not, because if white cuts, he's not going to damage too much. Now black should consider p6, for example, to damage the right side. Let's just imagine white plays this, captures a stone. Now black can ignore again and just go on the right side. So there is really not so much damage in the top if white captures m18. On the other hand, here black can play Atari cover, and when white turns, this is also okay to tenuki. Well, in general just nobi, but that Atari is not so big either, because playing r7 separates these two stones on the right side. So on this Atari you just connect, on the push you hane, and you got this tremendous wall. White has some profit in the top, which is less than 10 points, and black is going to build all these blocks on the right side. So this is a winner for black already. But locally, so after these Ataris, black can go Atari here, Atari again, and jump. So let's say white defends the right side, black still has an Atari like this or like this. It's actually good to play this one to make the wall super strong on the right, and then kick, connect, and this group is still in trouble, so white needs another move to stay safe. Otherwise, if white plays something here, for black it's really nice to hit r9 and take away the base. So this group will be on the run and the wall is waiting for it. So it's really not necessary to connect m17 as a reflex. m17 can come later in the game. Locally it's worth like 10 points, but right now we are in Fuseki, so there are bigger moves on the board. Attack this lower left corner, slide on the right side, put pressure here, or simply one space jump. This formation is really good for black because it gets thickness on the bottom, also some points in the corner, and white is still on the run, and then simply go for big points. Because every time white cuts here, in the end, this is going to be gote for white. So black keeps grabbing big points elsewhere. So many times it's actually good to bait your opponent to catch a stone like m18 instead of taking gote to defend it. But anyway, the position is still good for black right now. So white got the middle side extension. On the right side, if you want to slide, it's okay to go all the way to s8, because s8 is connected to r11. So if white plays something like s9, you just cover, white cuts, catch a stone, Atari take. This formation is strong, and white is still a little bit in trouble because of the q6 key point. So white needs something like this, then you kick, white will go down, and then defend. So the slide will actually reduce white more. I mean the slide to s8, because the slide to s9 gives white a comfortable formation. But this jump is still more interesting, p6, because this is threatening r7. So if white plays away, you go r7. If white pushes and cuts, simply pull back, and now he's got two groups in trouble. Hane here is not going to work. After Atari and Atari again, black and Atari here, and catch these stones. Or simply take, and then when white connects, now you cut. If white goes here, you go out. And it's a collapse on for white in the corner. So back to the game. When black jumps, white should protect somehow, and r7 is the proper move. Then black will kick and connect, and this group needs another move to stay safe, and then black can attack the left side. So this was a little bit shy, it just came up, then attach, go up. White's formation, it's a bit stronger now. m3 is very good. This prevents an approach at o3, which can be quite annoying because then black has to protect with an empty triangle. But for white, it's more interesting to make a shimari like this or like this. And if white wants to protect the bottom, it should be g4, because playing the third line, it's flat. Okay. Black can think of some fancy moves like g4 to see whether white goes to the left or to the right, and then approach the corner. But okay, it's also fine to approach at c6. So when c4, just extend for a base. Actually, this is a fine move too. It gives a shimari, but it allows black to extend up and down, so creates miai. For white, it's more interesting to jump like this to get into the center. But okay, Hane to secure the corner, that's fine too. This creates the clamp at h18, but now black is center. Very good move to jump here because it increases the moyo and puts some pressure on the right side. So white should push here once, and it's actually center. If black ignores the Hane, it's quite annoying because of this Atari and the capture in the corner. So this is a good way for white to reinforce that group. Therefore, for black, it's very good to push p5. So if this is a center move for white, that's a good move for black to prevent it and put some pressure on the group. This game I was actually fine because it increases the moyo. Then attach, defend, that's good. Now white desperately comes in to reduce the moyo. This is a bit small, going for 2 stones. So black, the key point to attack this group, it's still p5. When white blocks, black covers, white needs to defend. But you don't really have to go for the kill all in on this group. I mean, here white connects, blocks, then black can surround, and let's say white leaves like this, and being strong in the center, it's much easier to counterattack that deep invasion. So this can be a good follow-up for black. Try to catch those stones on a large scale. So here black goes for those stones, and now I don't understand this connection. It's really not necessary. I mean, white's move is to try to make a sabaki or to reduce the center, but it's really not threatening the cut. I mean, a move like this, it's obviously a connection against o11. So let's say black pushes here, which would make more sense in order to attack the right side, more severe. But let's say black plays away like this and white cuts. Black should simply Atari and push along, and nothing happens. If white cuts here, black will capture this stone too. So playing this move is slow, it's slack, and locally, if you want to defend and get ahead of your opponent, the defense should be n12, because when white cuts, this is a much better follow-up. But it's really not necessary to play this move. So should still put pressure on the group on the right instead. Now that was a thank you move, and yeah, this is good. Attacks the group and prevents that p5 exit. This is also good. And black's attempt here to kill, it's a bit too much. To just surround the group, let white leave. White has this Hane in center anytime, threatening to catch the 2 stones. Then white can push here, play another Hane to expand the I shape. And now the formation is bigger than bulky 5, so locally this cannot be killed. But you don't even have to try. I mean, you got center, leave it like this, and then go on a counter attack in the middle. It's more profitable. And you don't even have to defend it s3. This is just endgame. You can give up that stone for now. So trying this was a bit too much. And here black should be aware of the push, and I mean the damage summary around r10 is pretty obvious, but white was sneaky, he didn't push. If white pushes here first and then he goes Atari, black will obviously see that if he connects everything gets captured, so black will probably play t10, white takes 2 stones, black takes 1 back, and white still needs to come back and make life. But white didn't push, so here black got tricked. And black actually should see the problem and still play, for example, s10. When white takes 2 stones, you can throw in, then white needs this move to stay alive. So this will avoid the capture, which was completely minus for free. Black should go down once in Sente and then go on a counter attack. So this local fight was won by white after black tried hard to kill that group. And the attack from k14, it's actually helping white to jump in the direction he wants to go. Like this or even further. And this doesn't give you more extra points in the top, or not too many. It's better to attack from the left, like h12, because that's where white can go out. If white plays a move at k14, his group is still in trouble. Because in the top, black is super strong and you want to push this weak group into the thickness. Not to push him out in the open field to escape. So this Hane, it's actually not necessary, because the stones are captured anyway. And well, probably white just hope black will block, but now black knows he's already behind, so black needs to try harder. The proper move for white is to jump out. So cap, then some preparation, this is good. Yeah, normally here black needs another move, and then when Hane, you can think of double Hane or just leave it. But probably white is not going to Hane and go back and fix the center. Yeah, so not a bad idea to go on the siege in the middle. But there are so many cutting points, it's hard to catch this group. And actually, black had the chance to come back in this fight. So far so good by white, these moves are all forced. And here, instead of this move, black should actually turn. Because there are just too many cutting points when you play the Keima. If white jumps, you Nobi, so the formation is much stronger. And then when white double up here, you just save the stone. Go out like this or like this. So there is no eye in the center. And if white cuts like this, you can sacrifice. Then make a good shape in the middle. So this group is surrounded and not alive. Even if white uses all these Ataris like he tried in the game, now the position is much stronger around g13. So this was a way for black to come back and kill the center. So far this is forced, Atari, quite annoying. There is a little bit of eye shape around n14, but not much. So here black push, that's fine. Then defend. This is the wrong defense. Should be the solid connection. Because if white plays here, black can connect under like this, and white is still in some trouble. But well, this cut is quite annoying again. Actually, well, black can play here, and if white goes down, Hane, Atari, connect, then defend the center. Jump. This is fine. So white is surrounded, and well, the top, it's safe. So this will be dead. And if white cuts, you just sacrifice. And again, the center is dead. I mean, these are all center moves for black, and then you have time to come back and protect. So playing this move, actually, this is the escape route for white. There are so many cuts in the center, it's difficult to confine that group. But black almost did. Yeah, and this is pretty much forced. And now white made a mistake. Instead of this Hane, white should just double up. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties, and it's not so easy to take away those liberties. And black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it's white's turn, so white can expand the liberties here by this turn, for example. And now it should be an easy semi for white. But white blocked. Then this cut, it's good. So black has a way to escape. And well, it's still a call. But here black can take away this liberty. So if white plays Atari, connect, defend, black takes away another liberty. And now Atari from behind. Yeah, this is already fine. Throw in, take, Atari. So the group in the center is dead. But black went for life on the left side. Very good connection at A18. If white plays here and black goes down, black is alive unconditionally. So with this move, white is setting up the ko at A16. But even here, black can think about this move. And if white comes out, you connect under first. So playing like this, obviously white will start the ko. And normally, black should take the ko first and see what kind of threat white will use. White will probably throw in here. If black takes, take back the ko. Now, a local threat would be to play this move, threatening to connect under and catch these guys. If white captures 4 stones, you link under and it's fine. And if white goes down, you take back the ko. Now Atari here, connect, take back the ko. If you take another liberty, it's a bit too late, because when this capture, there are only 2 left against 3, so white will win the race. And now it's actually tough. So this ko, it's hard to handle for black, therefore white will escape. And there's not much to do after this. Yeah, I gotta give those 4 stones. And the way white should capture is this move, because he has a follow-up. So when black plays away, white can push through. It's a snapback. But white felt good with the position anyway. And there's really not much to do from here. White can try this move to defend and threaten the cut instead, and now play this one. So it's a disaster. Black was trying too much to kill in this game. And in the end, it backfired. So I hope you enjoyed this review and take revenge next time.